Last time, we explored the last of the four civilizations. The Yellow River, Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus, the Yellow River. We've now visited all four. But looking back at these four civilizations, there's something they all share. Each independently, around the same time, invented the same two things: writing and the wheel. We touched on both in the Mesopotamia episode. Today we look at them properly. Without these two, no law, no empires, no trade, and no video like this one. In the Mesopotamia episode, we saw those warehouses. Grain, oil, cloth. Enormous quantities moving in and out. This is exactly why cuneiform was born. Accounting. Who deposited what? Who took how much? It began as pictures. A bundle of barley meant barley. A sheep drawing meant sheep. Simple. But a problem arose. Some things couldn't be drawn. Strong, afraid, fast. So the Sumerians changed their approach. They began recording sounds, not meanings. The symbol for arrow, in Sumerian, T. Whenever that sound was needed, this symbol was borrowed. The birth of phonetic writing. Symbols for sounds, not pictures. The most important turning point in the history of writing. Here's what's remarkable. Writing didn't emerge only in Mesopotamia. The four civilizations we explored, every single one independently developed its own writing system. In the Egypt episode we saw hieroglyphs. Egyptians covered temple walls with this writing. Becoming an Egyptian scribe required more than 10 years of study. Hundreds of symbols to memorize. As we saw in the Egypt episode, scribes weren't just writers. Tax calculation, law enforcement, royal commands. They were the backbone of the state. In the Yellow River episode, we saw oracle bone script. The Shang dynasty's writing. The ancestor of the Chinese characters used today. And the Indus script from episode 8. Still undeciphered. The only writing from the four civilizations that still keeps its secrets. Four civilizations. Four writing systems. Each different, but born for the same reason: to store memory outside the body. Before writing, knowledge required meeting in person. When a person died, their memories died with them. With writing, the thoughts of the dead could reach people thousands of years later. In the Mesopotamia episode, we met the Epic of Gilgamesh. Kings and monsters, floods and immortality. The first story ever written down. The reason that story survived is writing. Without it, Gilgamesh would have been forgotten 3,000 years ago. We also saw the Code of Hammurabi in the Mesopotamia episode. 282 articles carved into a 2.25-meter black stone pillar. The reason that law code had power. Words carved in stone couldn't be changed at will, even by the powerful. Writing fixed law in place. Religion too. With scripture, divine words could be passed across generations accurately. And writing made empires possible. In the Yellow River episode, we saw Qin Shi Huang unify the script. Sending orders in a unified script to places thousands of kilometers away. That was the condition for empire. Now, the wheel. It came up briefly in the Mesopotamia episode. Around 3500 BC. The wheel began as a potter's wheel. A rotating disc for making clay vessels. Then someone applied this rotating principle to a cart. The moment humanity's way of moving changed forever.
It works.
The earliest wheel looked nothing like today's. A thick solid wooden disc. No spokes. Heavy, and slow. The Sumerian ox carts we saw in the Mesopotamia episode ran on exactly these early wheels. Revolutionary even so. Wheeled carts multiplied how much could be carried at once. Merchants could travel much farther. In the Indus episode, we saw trade evidence between the Indus and Mesopotamia. Thousands of kilometers of trade. Impossible without the wheel. The wheel didn't just move cargo. It transformed warfare. The Sumerian war chariot. Around 2500 BC. Wheeled chariots dominated ancient battlefields. Around 2000 BC, the spoked wheel arrived. Chariots became dramatically faster and lighter. In the Egypt episode, we saw Ramesses II, who ruled for 60 years. His wars were fought from these chariots. The wheel created roads. Carts wore paths into the earth. Cities connected along those paths. In the Yellow River episode, we saw Qin Shi Huang begin the Great Wall. Hundreds of thousands mobilized. The wheel carried those building materials. The wheel became a millstone. Then a water mill. Eventually the core of the steam engine. Writing and the wheel didn't operate separately. They reinforced each other. Wheeled carts sent goods far away. Then records were needed. What was sent? How much received? Written orders traveled by cart across empires. Just like the Zhou dynasty feudal system we saw in the Yellow River episode. These two inventions combined allowed humanity to build something truly like a state. Binding distant people through shared law, shared script, and shared roads. Writing carried human thought across time. The wheel carried human goods across space. The four civilizations, each independently, at almost the same time, made these same two things. Coincidence? Probably not. When cities grow, records become necessary. When trade expands, transport becomes necessary. Once civilization crossed a certain threshold, writing and the wheel were inevitable. And right now, as you watch this video, you're part of that same line. Text on screen, wheels on a car. 5,000 years ago, someone pressed marks into clay. Someone bored a hole through wood. Neither knew what they were creating. Starting next episode, a new era. Bronze and iron. How these two metals changed the world. And why Bronze Age civilization suddenly collapsed. Around 1200 BC, civilizations across the Mediterranean collapsed almost simultaneously. The cause remains a mystery. That story begins next time.